just been nice to be able to balance between work and home life.
And those moments that I would never forget. And also them going through the process, graduating middle school, graduating elementary school, and now my daughter will be going to college next year. Just like thinking, I'm looking forward to that moment. So yeah, it's everywhere, all around us. But they're definitely vivid moments that I remember it for a long time.
So my name is Bina Acharya. I have only one son who is currently 7 months.
My name is Munna Joshi and I have two girls, Erika 28 and Mahika 21.
My name is Lizla Marzan and I have a 1-month-old baby.
Hi there, I'm Tina Wheeler and I have two children, Mason, who is 28, and McKenna, who is 23.
I'm Samjana and I have two kids, girls, Sarah, who's 17, and Mira, who's 13.
Just this huge sense of unconditional love and overwhelming gratitude towards having this healthy being as my child.
It was 3 weeks earlier than expected. I was prepared. The only nervousness I had is for the surgery.
I felt emotionally overwhelmed that I almost cried.
I had C-section, so I was heavily medicated. So there were a rush of emotions in both sides. But yes, it was like, wow, I'm a mom now kind of feeling.
I was tired, confused and scared, but when I saw them looking at me with their eyes wide open, it was a truly beautiful moment that I cannot describe in words.
It was a very special moment for me.
It was a magical moment because I fell in love at the first sight with this tiny human right after holding him in my arms.
Yeah, it was something very special that I don't think I can talk about it.
When I see him sleep, when he is smiling, or when he is not crying.
His smile is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
My children are very caring, loving, decent human beings and always willing to help other people out, and that just really warms my heart.
It's more of a learning process. We're going through the life cycle of them being an infant all the way to now a teenager, right? So just talking to them, advising and sharing our thoughts, and them intaking it and producing it in a way that we can see, oh wow, okay, they did listen and they're doing what is good for them, right?
I would say never ending joy of surprises. Their first step, their first word, the day they go to school, whatever they do, it's just amazing. It's so cute.
उसको पापा र मेरो we had different names. मेरो साइडबाट चाहिँ सम्पूर्ण and he had यथार्थ, and we had a bet and he won. So now I'm stuck with यथार्थ.
We are still in search of a name as we do have time till winning ceremony. So we are open for any suggestions.
My oldest child, Mason, actually, we had picked out a different name for him. However, when he was born and I first saw him, the name didn't fit. Because I had a C-section, I was in the hospital for 3 days, and he went for 3 days without a name. And finally, when I was being discharged, the birth certificate clerk came in and said, you have to name your child before you're discharged. And so we finally named him Mason. However, with my daughter, I knew early on, before I was even pregnant, I had heard the name McKenna. And I had told my husband that if I were to have a daughter, I wanted to name her McKenna.
With Erika, we didn't think about any names. We're not prepared. My nephew just came up with her name, and we were like, we kind of liked it too, so this is how we named her. But the second time, we did our homework, we did more research, so we were more prepared for that.
We wanted to name our kids something that has meaning in both Nepali and and also in English. So we picked Sarah for the first one. However, for Mira, we didn't know if she was going to be a boy or a girl. So we had few names, boy and a girl. Once we found out she was a girl, we named her Mira because my mother-in-law, her name was Manju, and she wanted to have at least one grandchild to, have the same alphabet as her. So we decided to name her Mira.
When a child reaches to 1 month old and they suffer from colic pain, and nobody prepared you for that.
Whenever he chokes or his hiccups or every other small things that needs to be worried about.
I'm always worried if they're driving in the snow, did you make it home okay? If they're out late, are they safe? Probably challenging times would have been when they were in their teens, but definitely we've gotten past those challenging times, and it's really just a concern around safety at this point.
When Micah was born, she was born preemie, so her newborn screening test came out abnormal. Doctors were suspecting that she might have some growth disorder that will, affect her growth. Those 2 weeks, we were like measuring her constantly every 10 minutes, see how her growth is, and then running around with her for more tests, different hospitals. That was pretty scary. But talk about the growth disorder and height. She's the tallest in the family now.
It was when Sarah was about 3 years old, and I was, having Mira. I was pregnant with Mira, and we'd gone on a vacation to Bede's place, and she caught a stomach virus, and she was hospitalized. So that was probably the first time, we were very, very scared. It was just virus, so she was fine, but I would say that is probably one of the most scary things that I have gone through.
I am the first person who got to listen to him the very first time. So that's the thing I will cherish the most throughout my life.
When my baby was just 2 days old, he clearly pronounced the word Ma, and while he was crying. So that really touched my heart.
Taking my children to the ocean for their first time and being able to watch them explore the waves and the sand, and just I can still hear them laughing in the waves, and it's just a great memory for me.
Them, taking the first steps or crawling for the first time, or, saying their first words. And luckily that both of them said mama, and mama was the first word for both of them.
I think she had hard time making people pronounce her dad's name. So she comes back home and she tells us that I think we should change our dad's name. Let's call him Bob. And then fast forward 7 years after, Micah goes to same daycare about the same age, and she faced the same problem. She comes home with the same feeling, and this time she goes, "Can we call Daddy Dave?"
You are working hard for someone else other than yourself. He kind of motivates me to be a better role model as a working mother.
For independence, you don't need to depend on others for your needs or for the needs of your children.
I'm setting a good example for my children to work hard.
The fact that we instill value in them, and they see us being disciplined, and they see us working hard, working off any time of the day, literally.
Want to be independent and make my own money, and so I think that has been a good example for them. From a cons, it's just been nice to be able to balance between work and home life, and I think that I've done a good job and set a good example for them.
We get maternity leave for like 2 months or maximum 3 months. जुन चाहिँ हाम्रो लागि हिल हुँदै सकिन्छ.
Not having that flexibility to be with them, when they want us to be, and just wanting me to be around with them, a lot of times, but I may not be able to. But I really don't say that as cons. I see all pros for being a working mom, actually.
You all mothers are very strong, and I never knew mom भनेको कति गाह्रो motherhood कति गाह्रो रहेछ until I became a mom myself.
That's it. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.